Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Black Ops 4 video. Today, man, we got a lot to talk about here. As you may or may not know, if you popped in your Black Ops 4 disc, you saw an update and it was 1.13 update, and you're probably wondering like what's new in this update. Well, dude, like there is so much to go over, but mainly I'm going to talk about the weapons that are the most viable to use. And I put together some class setups and I tested these out very thoroughly. And, you know, I got into some matches and I wanted to give you guys the best class setups. I'm talking about overpowered class setups that you guys could use right now that will help you dominate after the update. Because I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of people out there who wonder like, yo, what's this update about? And then they use the class setups that they're used to using and they're not as effective anymore. So yeah, guys, I'm going to be pulling up the patch notes on the screen when I'm talking about the class setups, just so you guys can get more of a context of what I'm talking about and why I'm picking these weapons. So I'm just going to go over my top 6 best class setups. All of these class setups are going to be my overpowered ones, so these are going to be my aggressive class setup. All right, so the first class setup I want to go over is the Rampart 17. Man, this gun was already a beast to begin with, and I have no idea why they buffed it even more. You know, we'll never know why. Who knows? Maybe not enough people are using the Rampart. I feel like it is the best kept secret in the game because you could get a 3-shot kill with this, and let me explain why. When you put high caliber 1 and high caliber 2, you only need 3 shots, whether it's like 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, 2 to the head, 1 to the chest. It doesn't matter. It only takes 3 shots to drop people with this weapon, and the range extends pretty far now that they've buffed the weapon. So I'm gonna pull up the patch notes right here. And it says right here, under assault rifles, Rampart 17 increased max damage range from 37.6 to 41.6 yards. So that's a pretty big bump in the damage range. So if you put on the long barrel, obviously that damage range is going to be increased even more. I think honestly this is probably the best gun right now if you're trying to dominate and you're trying to be aggressive. This would be the gun to use. So again, let's run it over. High caliber 1, 2, and we got long barrel. Then for secondary, I'm using the salvo just because I had an extra point. Then we're using stim shot. Most of the perks, they're going to be the same throughout the video most of the time. If not, then I will definitely make note of that because I don't want to talk about the perks every single time we're going over the class setup. So I'm using scavenger because I want to keep using the weapon that I'm using. And second of all, when you're going on those high streaks, it's very important to be able to keep your weapon. You don't want to pick up a stray weapon and then it's something whack and then you die off of your streak because of that. You're going to find yourself wanting to reload your ammo more often because it doesn't really have enough ammo to begin with when you start off with it. So having scavenger and being able to run over dead bodies and get your scavenger packs is definitely going to help you stay on those streaks a lot longer. All right, so then we got the gung-ho attachment. This will definitely help you win those gunfights because it'll help you fire your weapon, come in after a sprint, and it says use your equipment and recover from sprint faster, and you can move at full speed while reloading. So this is definitely helpful, especially like I said, if you're trying to be aggressive, then this is the perk for you. Then we're using dead silence because I just don't like hearing my own footsteps. I mean, who does? I feel like it's a distraction. And especially when you got the right audio settings, you know, you could actually hear enemy footsteps even without having the acoustic sensor on. So again, I'll probably make a video on that of my best audio settings. So that would be for another video. They did nerf the acoustic sensor, but it is better safe than sorry. So putting on dead silence is definitely going to minimize those unneeded deaths. So yeah, guys, Rampart 17, definitely make this class setup now and use it and let me know what you think. All right, next class setup. This weapon was not affected by the new update, but I had to throw it in there because again, this is a top 6 class setups that you guys need to use right now just to help you dominate. ICR7, I've made a video on this before. Nothing's really changed in this one. We're using the reflex sight. Grip 1 and grip 2 makes it a laser, no recoil or flinch when you're aiming down sights and you're in a gunfight, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. So that's what I really like about the ICR7. It's definitely one of my go-to weapons. And then we're using stim shot again because we're playing aggressive. It'll help us get back into those gunfights a lot faster. Then I'm using scavenger and tactical mask, and with this class setup, it allows me to use 2 perks at the same time. And Tactical Mask is definitely a really good perk because it will help you increase your resistance to 9-bang, concussion, razor wire, reactor core, seeker, tempest, ice pick, EMP disruptor, and counter UAV. Man, that was a mouthful. Anyways, Tac Mask and Scavenger is definitely a good perk combo for this class setup, and then Gung Ho and Dead Silence, as we talked about previously. And I'm able to use 2 perks in 1 tier because I feel like this is all you really need on the ICR, which makes it a godly weapon in my opinion. So that's the ICR 7. Make that class setup as well. And by the way, I forgot to mention, when you're using the ICR 7, you want to use it more on medium to large size maps. So don't be running around, running and gunning, using it like an SMG, because obviously people who are using SMGs are probably going to gun you down. Same thing goes for the Rampart 17. I mean, you could lightweight rush with this one, but I wouldn't really recommend it. I would just play a little bit more reserved, but also aggressive at the same time. This next class setup right here, this one received a huge buff. The Vapor was really a good weapon. It was actually one of my first preferred weapons because I got my first nuclear with the Vapor, and of course this was before they nerfed it into the ground, but they did bring it back to life. Let's go check out the patch notes real quick. Vapor XKG increased 5-hit kill range from 34.7 yards to a whopping 50 yards, and improved ADS idle to sway less. So that's very big, man. These are very, very good buffs to this weapon, especially increasing the 5-hit kill range from 34 to 50 yards. That is huge. And that is why I'm putting on these attachments right here, just to help the gun be even more overpowered. Okay, so stock is very important to stay evasive in those gunfights. Then we're using high caliber. Then we're gonna put on suppressor to stay stealthy and off of the minimap. Then we're using long barrel, and long barrel and suppressor, I know it seems counterintuitive, but it's definitely a really good combo to use, especially on the Vapor. You're gonna be able to drop your enemies at that same exact 5-hit kill range from 34 to 50 yards. And then we're gonna put on long barrel to increase that distance. And suppressor, it has no effect whatsoever on the damage fall off range. If it is, it's probably like maybe like 10%. So it's still gonna be super effective with long barrel and suppressor put together. That's why I believe that the Vapor, out of all of these weapons that got buffed, you're gonna see it a lot in multiplayer and a lot of people using it. All right, and we're using stim shot again. Then we're using gung ho and dead silence. So since we don't have a perk 1, I would highly recommend for you to run crash, just so that you can replenish your ammo when you need it. Next up, this one is, oh man, this one is crazy. I can't believe they buffed this weapon either. Auger DMR, increased ADS move speed, increased firing speed, and double tap operator mod, improved firing time between shots. So the reason why I decided to make a class setup on this one, because first of all, I've never really used the Auger. You know, I didn't really want to until I seen these changes. It's definitely one of those overpowered weapons in the game that if you don't have this setup in your little loadout, then you're definitely doing it wrong, because this is a beast at any type of range. It's a 3-shot kill. Just imagine that. The downfall to this is that you got to have a really good trigger finger. If you're not really good at using your trigger finger, then you're probably going to lose those gunfights, and I highly advise you not to rush around with it. Don't use it on small maps. Let's go over the class setup. So for optics, I'm using the reflex sight. The default sight on this one, it kind of like blinds everything else around it, and I don't really like that. So having the reflex sight, it gives you a clear view of your surroundings. Then we're using high caliber 1 and high caliber 2 for the same exact reasons. High caliber 1 increases damage to the headshots, and high caliber 2 increases damage to the chest. Then we're using fast mag so that you can reload the weapon a lot faster, because you're gonna need that, especially in tight situations. You know, you're gonna want to reload your weapon in case your accuracy is not that good. So I highly recommend that you guys practice using the Auger, but once you master using this weapon, it's definitely a godly weapon. All right, so let's move on. We got the KN57. For the patch notes, they increased the max damage range from 15.2 yards to 17.3. That's not really a big change, but hey, it's enough for me to say, you know, compared to everything that they've buffed in the game and what's been nerfed. That's why I decided to create a class for it, because I felt like, you know, if they're gonna make weapons in the game better, why not use the weapons that they did make better, just so that you can compete? obviously that's the whole point. And we're using stock for being more evasive, and hybrid mags. This one's a big one. I love hybrid mags. You get to reload faster and increase ammo capacity at the same exact time. That I feel like is really good to have, especially in those tight situations. You know, you're getting aggressive here. You're going against multiple enemies. You see that your ammo is running out. What do? You got to reload as fast as you can to return back into the action, and that's why I really like hybrid mags. And the fact that it comes with increased ammo capacity. I mean, why would you hate on that? That one's like really good. I mean, just look at everything else that we have for the weapon. I feel like it's a really good weapon overall. It's got a lot of good attachments to it, but I feel like stock, hybrid mags, and rapid fire is definitely a good combination if you're trying to get aggressive and you're trying to get those score streaks and you're trying to just destroy enemies in gunfights. This is the setup for you for the KN57. I like to call this weapon more of a tweener because you could actually rush with it like an SMG and play super aggressive and still do well. And that's why I like the rapid fire attachment on it, because you'll be able to drop your enemies a lot faster from close range, and is really good for close quarter combat. It's a pretty versatile weapon in my opinion. For our next weapon, we got the MX9. Let's go over the patch notes on this one. They increased the 5-hit kill range from 5.5 yards to 7.6 yards, and they also improved the ADS in speed. So the 5-hit kill range from 5 to 7 yards, again, not that big of a jump, but it definitely is something and worth it to use compared to the other weapons that were tuned in the game. And the improved ADS speed, that also is very important, especially if you're rushing. You want to be able to aim into your weapon a lot faster, so I'm glad that they improved the ADS speed. So for attachments, I'm using long barrel so we can increase that damage at fall off ranges, then hybrid mags and rapid fire. Again, my setup is actually kind of similar to the KN57, except for I didn't put on stock because I feel like as an SMG you don't really need stock. I mean, it's good to have a little bit more evasiveness, but I feel like having increased damage at fall off range is a lot more important, especially for an SMG, just to give you that little bit of breathing room for versatility if you're trying to engage in like a longer gunfight, which you shouldn't be. And I don't really recommend you guys to be going into long range gunfights with SMGs, but you know, for those medium range gunfights, long barrel is definitely going to help you out there. Then secondary, again, we're using the salvo for reasons that I already explained. Then we're using stim shot, and then scavenger, gung ho, and dead silence. All right, so that about wraps it up. These are my top 6 best overpowered weapons coming out from the patch of 1.1.3. All right, you guys, I hope you guys found today's video helpful. If you did, drop a like. It would really mean a lot to me. Let's try to hit a like goal of 300 likes, and subscribe if you're new, and turn on the notifications, and definitely share my channel and tweet out my videos or post it on your social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you have. You know, share my channel out there. I'm trying to hit 60,000 subscribers. It would really mean a lot to me if we could hit that goal. And if you're really enjoying my channel and the information that I give, then that would be another reason why you would want to share it with your friends and family. You know, whoever plays Call of Duty, casual or hardcore or whatever. I welcome all types of skill levels. So yeah, guys, hope you guys are having a good day. Get out there, use these class setups, and dominate out there. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of these setups, and which is your favorite gun coming out of the 1.13 update. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.